if you love college football. Normally, I give people about 5 minutes to go into my live and start talking, but I ain't doing that. First and foremost, great game, Ohio State. Really good football game. Um, y'all clearly got a bunch of great players that make good plays. You play hard. Very, very tough team. I'm done with the soft talk about Ohio State. Clearly, they're a really good team. And to be honest with you, it's not their fault. It's not the players' fault that they lost that game, if I'm being honest with you. Um, both teams did not play very well as far as takeaways go, not effort wise. Um, Warren Davis, what are you doing, man? Throwing an interception down there like that. That was bad. They should have just run it and eat up more clock and then, do what they had to do to win the game. But they did win, and I'm really happy about that. Uh, I'll tell you who this loss is on, though. It's on head coach Ryan Day. I don't understand that. They get Ohio State's defense playing really good football for 3.5 quarters, basically 3 quarters, and they're keeping Michigan in check. Michigan can't run the football for the most part of that game. We all know that. And you got a chance to take the lead. Ohio State's touchdown came from throwing the football everywhere. Will Howard's a pretty good quarterback. Why don't you let him throw the football? Why are you running it up the middle if it's not working out for you? That's what I don't understand. And I thought that was bad play calling. I'd say it's Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, but we all know who runs the show. So I'm blaming that on Ryan Day. The players aren't the problem. That's sad, to see your players and our players get into it after the game and do what they did. That was pretty sad. The reason why I'm being so classy right now is I kind of got that fun side out of the way with my uploaded content. But Ohio State, great game. That was a tough matchup. And I've been saying throughout the whole year, I have watched Ohio State play football. They have always tried, and I'm going to keep my word. I said I'm going to stop calling them soft because they don't deserve that. That loss was not on the players today. They played hard, but they struggle against teams that are real physical and run the football pretty well. I saw it with Northwestern where they pulled away late and ran up the score, and everyone thought, oh, Ohio State's so great, which they are. They're a really good team. I saw it with Penn State. I saw it with Iowa. Iowa had a chance in that game until late, and then Ohio State just ran up the score. It's sad to see the stuff that happened after the game. And I saw where Ohio State's police pepper sprayed Michigan players. Michigan players, you got to do better than that, man. We got to represent Michigan really well. You got to do better than that than try to put the flag in someone else's field like that. I mean, I was eating that up. I'm not going to lie, but looking back on it, that wasn't very smart. You got to do better. Now, if Jim Harbaugh was there, that probably won't. Never mind. I can't say that because when Jim Harbaugh was there 2 years ago, Mikey Sanders still put the flag in the field. What's up, man? Vinny, who are you for, Michigan or Ohio State? I promise I'm being classy right now. There's only one person to blame for that game, and it ain't the players. Ryan Day has got to go, man. Look, your players are playing their hearts out for you. You got all those players that came back from last year that really want to win that game for you, and they love playing for you. You, as a head coach, have got to be more aggressive. You got to throw that football down there. Ohio State should have won this game. Hey, Saturn, what's up, man? Who are you for, Ohio State or Michigan? I promise I'm not bashing Ohio State right now. I got all my antics and fun stuff out the way earlier with my short videos. Right now, I'm being totally classy because Ohio State play. It's sad, for 4 years in a row. And I'm talking about Ryan Day. I'm not talking about the players here. Okay, you've had the better team, the better players. On paper, you have the better team. Okay, Gary Wilson's a beast. Okay. I promise I'm not disrespecting Ohio State's players or their program. But Ohio State's coach, Ryan Day, I couldn't stand it for years. He's had an excuse every time he loses a big game. Georgia, Michigan now 4 years in a row. Clemson in 2019. All these excuses. He's got the best players. There is no excuse for him to be losing these games. And what makes it so bad losing to us this year, we've had a down year. We've lost at Washington. We lost at Illinois. We can't, we get destroyed by Oregon, whom y'all played better against than we did, by the way. At their house, you had a great game with them, and we lost them embarrassingly at home. But this is Ryan Day's fault, And it goes down to the 3 straight runs and then missing the field goal. That ain't the kicker's fault. That kicker is not the one that lost that game. Okay, before any of you fans want to say that or anybody wants to say that, that's on Ryan Day not being aggressive. It's like he was afraid to make a mistake. Michigan's pass defense has been terrible this year. I'm being honest. Will Johnson didn't even play. But you know what costed y'all? The head coach cost y'all. To be honest, he needs to be fired for doing that. I'm being honest. I'm not even being funny. You can see I'm not smiling. I'm not laughing. That coach needs to be fired for doing that because you just lost to the guy that has lost 5 games this year, Sharon Moore. You lost to a team that's had a lot of injuries, most notably Colston Loveland and again Will Johnson, and you still can't get the job done at home. Now look, I get it. The first 2 years, 3-3, I get it. I get it. Michigan has been accused of cheating. Okay. What about this year? I don't know about that. Who are you talking about, actually? Christ is King. Who are you for, by the way? Ohio State or Michigan? But I just don't get it, you know? Ryan Day, it's like every time he gets in big games, he's afraid to take chances. Right there, Ohio State should have won this game. Point blank, period. Oh, it's the same. Ryan Day's defense is so good. I'll be honest, that Ohio State team, if you put them in a national championship game right now, they got a chance to win it. They got a good quarterback. They got great running backs. They're tough on both sides of the football. You know, that's what it is, okay? I'm a Michigan fan. I'm admitting that. We didn't dominate that game. We managed to take advantage of Ryan Day's not coaching, I'm not going to say not coaching, his bad play calling, even though Chip Kelly closes it. Oh, cool. Y'all got a good team this year too. What are y'all 8-2, 8-3 this year? That's pretty good, better than us. But you know, I feel bad. I almost feel bad disrespecting Ohio State at this point because again, those guys played so hard, and that coach. And here's the thing: the reason why I talk so much. I remember a certain coach 4 or 5 years ago talking about he's going to hang up 100 on Michigan. He scored less than 90 points in 4 years. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I can't stand that, you know. And on top of that, he has excuses, and it's a rumor. I'm not sure. I don't think he did it, but there's a rumor saying that he's the one that complained to the NCAA about Michigan cheating. Wow, because he can't handle losing. You know what makes it so bad, especially this loss? Michigan lost their whole coaching staff. Again, I'm not talking trash. I'm talking facts. They lost their whole coaching staff except Sharon Moore. Their defensive coordinator's off in the NFL. Jim Harbaugh's in the NFL right now. J.J. McCarthy's gone. Blake Corum's gone. Most of that offensive line from last year is gone. Thank you for the like, by the way. And most of that defense is gone. And Ohio State, I'm not going to say Ohio State. Ryan Day cannot get the job done. Ohio State had the better team today, period. They should have, at worst, won this game by 2 touchdowns. Because remember, Michigan went for it on 4th down and couldn't get it. Okay? Again, this is not the kicker's fault from Ohio State. He did not, this isn't his fault. This is Ryan Day's fault. You know what I see now? Mentally, he was not prepared for Michigan. Mentally. You know, and I said it in the offseason. I said he would not have his team playing physical enough to win this game. And that is Ryan Day's fault, not the players. Players played their tails off today. They only ran for 77 yards. And here's the thing. They can definitely do more. And the commentary even said it. You need to attack the perimeter. And I was worried about that the whole game. Not that they couldn't. You just chose not to. Why? Why? Because Ryan Day's ego, his mind says, man, I'm tired of beating us up. I'm going to beat them now. I got it now. No, you don't. That's Ryan Day's fault. And I feel bad for that because I got a few friends out there right now that love Ohio State. You know what? That's another reason why I'm not being disrespectful right now. There's some cool Ohio State fans out there right now. But I'm telling you, since this offseason, since y'all went and got Judkins, a great player, by the way. Caleb Downs from Alabama, great player, by the way. I know all about him. I'm an Auburn fan. He beat us last year. Y'all been doing nothing but talking about, we got all these players. Michigan lost their whole team. We're about to whoop up on them now. We're going to make them pay for this. Make them pay for what? Make them pay for nothing. Sit down. Fans been running your mouths all off season, running your mouth since the Texas game, running your mouth since Michigan lost at Washington, running your mouth since the Illinois game, Indiana, and the Oregon losses. Where y'all at now? And again, I'm not talking to all the fans, but a majority of them are annoying. As a Michigan fan, I reacted to Georgia whooping up on them. Half of Georgia defense coming back to beat them. You know what my reaction was? It's one of my more popular videos. I was classy about the game. I said, you guys clearly deserve to be in the playoffs. It was a close game. It is what it is. I said that. You know what a lot of the fans did? They came to me and said, well, we play again, we'll beat you. Why didn't you do it the first time? You were at home without our best running back. By the way, Donovan Edwards, the guy that ran all over you 2 years ago, he got hurt in this game too. So basically, we had three guys from last year that had a lot of impact on last year's team not play. So what's your excuse now? That's what I want to know. Yeah, exactly. And it feels good to say this too. And again, I'm a man of my word. You know I'm not a liar. I will not call Ohio State soft no more. They are a tough team. The players are great. It is the head coach's fault they lost this game. And it's his fault that they lost to Oregon. Oregon played the worst game possible. Missed kicks, block kicks, whatever it was they had. A guy on their receiving core, their starting receiver, spitting on someone's face for behavior problems because he can't behave. Throw him out the game. Okay, and you can't win the game. This is a Ryan Day problem. This is not a player problem. This is not a talent problem. This is not a defensive coordinator problem. That defensive coordinator is good. Of course, Michigan started running the ball late. Your defense was on the field too long. That's why. Before that, what was Ohio State's defense doing? Bottling up that running game. Ohio State's defense played their tails off. I got nothing but respect for them boys. They played really good. They did. Some of y'all leaving because I'm talking in an unpopular manner. You thought I'd go live and run my mouth and laugh. I'm not laughing right now. But again, that's my opinion. And I'm being honest. Sharon Moore, this still doesn't excuse a terrible season, 7-5. In my opinion, it doesn't. I get the Texas loss and even the Oregon loss. I get it. They're better than us. I understand. But Washington beat us? Illinois beat us? Even Indiana? Unacceptable losses. We should be 10-2, but we're not. Ohio State, again, great game. I'm going to stay live for a little bit longer because I got a lot of people coming in here. But hey, I kept telling y'all since the offseason, Michigan was going to beat you. The running game, physicality. Turns out both of those things weren't really the reason y'all lost. Ohio State was more physical today. Their defense was more physical today. But Ryan Day decided to run the ball 3 times when you're in field goal range. Throw the ball. You know, Michigan should not have won this game. They had no business winning this game. And that's unpopular as a Michigan fan to say, but that's what it is. Michigan had no business winning today, but we did, and I said we would. You know, Will Howard, speaking of him, let me go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I ain't going nowhere. Okay, I'm back. Will Howard, I hope he's okay. Okay? Him getting hit like that was pretty scary when he didn't get up. But Will Howard, welcome to the Big Ten. Welcome to the game. You had no business running your mouth this week talking about we're doing this for Ryan Day. It's personal. What would you even know? You're from Kansas State. Exactly. Next time, watch what you say. If you get it next time, I think he's a senior. I think he's done. But, yeah. I didn't like Ohio State's fans, the majority. Again, not all fans, but I didn't like the majority of their attitudes going into this game. Oh, we're 10-1. We're dominant. We're great. No, you're not. No, you're not. And again, I ain't blaming the players. Players are great. It's a shame how they lost today. And it wasn't even the players' fault. The defense, Ohio State's defense tackled well. They did more than enough to win this game. Kept Michigan out the end zone majority of that game. Outside of an interception they got because their quarterback don't know what he's doing. Wants to throw interceptions and run his mouth about a game that he has no business talking about. Ryan Day lost this game for Ohio State, and that's a shame. Ryan Day, I look, if he doesn't get fired, I'm going to be shocked. By the way, Tennessee won today, so you're probably not going to the playoffs. Sorry, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah, Ohio State don't deserve no playoffs. Almost as bad as Alabama, putting them at number 13. Well, they got a chance to get in. No. Now, granted, Ohio State's way better than Alabama, but that's besides the point. Physicality is an Alabama defensive issue, not Ohio State's defense. Ohio State's defense is good. And again, they won that game. And as a football fan, you know I'm a college football fan. I hate to see that, man. I felt bad for them players. And I'm glad that one Ohio State guy stopped Michigan's player from putting the flag in the field. That wasn't cool, man. It ain't like you went in there and dominated them. You managed to escape because their coach was scared to win the game. And that's what it is about Ryan Day. He was scared to win this game. Something about big games for Ryan Day. He's scared to win games. Now, even as an Ohio State fan, y'all got to agree with me on that. Come on, I'm not even talking trash. I'm just being honest. But hey, it is what it is. Great game, Ohio State. You guys got some good players. I hope you guys, and y'all know how I am. Even when for the last few years, I follow the draft too, right? And because I like a team from a lot of different teams. For example, this past year as a Michigan fan, when they had a bunch of Ohio State players get drafted, which this year they will because they are the cream of the crop. They got the best players. It is what it is. They can't control the results on the field. That's a coach problem. That's my opinion. I said that anytime an Ohio State player gets drafted, whether it's C.J. Stroud or any other great player from Ohio State, I always wish them luck, and I pull for them because that rivalry's over once they leave, in my opinion. You know, from there on out, I mean, they're all just a bunch of kids trying to make some money for their families and do a lot of good things. So yeah, it is what it is. But I always wished them very well. You know, and again, I hate to see the way they lost. I'm happy they lost now. I'm happy, but the way they lost, it's kind of messed up. You know, they got a coach that's too scared to win. He's afraid to win. He's afraid not to lose. That's what I'm going to say. You know, that's the impression I got, especially in the second half. You know, but hey, it is what it is. Now the other guy, Uncle Lou, he's going to talk some trash. I'm going to watch that video. I'm trying to show a little bit of humility because it hit me at the end of that game with the way Ohio State lost that game. It really did. So, and I kind of got my celebration out early from my other two videos, which with no regret. But hey, it is what it is. Great game, Ohio State. You guys got a great team. I'll be pulling through even if you make the playoffs, which is still possible technically if Alabama loses, especially. Or if Indiana or Penn State mess around and lose one of their games, which is possible. I saw where Penn State was beating them barely 7-3 or losing 7-3, one of the two. But yeah, I was real happy about that. I really was, man. Yeah. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to put my Auburn jersey on and watch this Iron Bowl. I don't know who's winning that game right now. But Ohio State, and again, from the bottom of my heart, Ohio State players, great game. I'm sorry y'all lost the way that you did. You played terrific defense. Michigan could not run that football outside of late in the game when you were on the field too long, and an Alex Orji quarterback keeper that got some yards. Outside of that, Michigan really didn't have anything going offensively all game. So, sorry for your loss, man. I hate to see that, you know. I know this is a rivalry. I know that this game matters a lot. I understand that, but at the end of the day, there's a bunch of college kids trying to make some money for their families because of the NIL thing now. Bunch of players making great plays. And let's be honest, on that field, we saw a bunch of future NFL players on that team, both teams. So, hey, it is what it is, man. But hey, you need to get rid of your coach, man. In all seriousness, that was pretty bad today. Ryan Day lost that game for Ohio State. I don't know what he's talking about at his conference right now, but I would actually defend Ohio State players if he starts making excuses and starts throwing his players under the bus. I really will do that because that is messed up. Ohio State's players played hard. They did everything they were supposed to do. That's his fault. He don't trust his quarterback to make a throw in the end zone. By the way, which he did score on Michigan, by the way, after getting messed up earlier in that game. So shout out to Will Howard on that. But hey, this is Ryan Day's fault, man. Straight up.